All right, folks, imagine getting thrown into solitary in a maximum security prison. Not for stabbing someone, not for grooming kids, not for terrorism, but for posting a documentary online. That's exactly what happened to Tommy Robinson. And whether you like him or not, this story should make your blood boil. Tommy Robinson's just been released after spending 7 months in solitary confinement, 23.5 hours a day, in Wood Hill Prison, home to Britain's most dangerous jihadists and serial killers. His crime? He shared a film online. A documentary that a judge claimed broke a court order. That's it. No violence, no threats, just a civil contempt charge. But instead of an open prison, they sent him to a facility designed for terrorists. Here's where it gets mad. To isolate him, they cleared an entire wing of segregation, even let out inmates who had stabbed prison officers just to make room. While convicted terrorists were getting televisions and early release, Tommy was alone. No visits, no phone calls, psychological games by design. What did the film show? It exposed what Tommy claims was judicial corruption in a grooming gang case involving a Syrian schoolboy. The court gagged the documentary, but it leaked in the US and exploded 167 million views. Most watched British documentary in history. All while the UK press pretended it didn't exist. The big twist! Elon Musk shared it, Jordan Peterson interviewed him, and Ezra Levant of Rebel Media flew from Canada to speak with him post-release. Tommy says if Musk hadn't bought Twitter, the world would never have seen the truth. This isn't just about Tommy. Lucy Connolly, a Tory councillor's wife, got 31 months in jail over a social media post after the Southport stabbings. She deleted it hours later. Didn't matter. Peter Lynch, dead. Others, silenced, arrested, imprisoned for words. Tommy calls Britain a post-free speech state. Says the courts, media and police are all working to crush dissent. He claims prison staff told him the violence inside Wood Hill is out of control. Stabbings, acid attacks, boiling water thrown at officers. Yet the government focuses on jailing Brits for posting opinions. Look, you don't have to agree with Tommy. But when peaceful Brits are doing hard time for social media posts and terrorists are walking free, it's time to ask what kind of country we're living in. This isn't about politics anymore. It's about freedom, truth, and whether we're allowed to speak it. Influencer brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate are now officially facing rape and human trafficking charges right here in the UK. The Crown Prosecution Service has charged Andrew Tate with 10 serious offences, including rape, actual bodily harm, human trafficking and controlling prostitution for gain. These charges relate to 3 alleged victims between 2012 and 2015. His brother Tristan is facing 11 charges, including rape and human trafficking, connected to 1 victim. These developments follow a lengthy investigation by Bedfordshire Police, with the CPS stating that there's now enough evidence to proceed with criminal prosecution in the UK. But the drama doesn't stop there. The pair are currently awaiting trial in Romania, where they're accused of luring women into exploitative situations under the guise of influencer lifestyle promises. Once that case wraps up, the plan is to extradite them to the UK. This isn't just about criminal charges. Andrew Tate is also facing a landmark civil case in the UK, the first of its kind, brought by 4 women under the coercive control laws, which were only introduced in recent years. Both brothers continue to deny all allegations. Tate, often called a misogynistic influencer, boasts millions of followers across platforms like TikTok and X, formerly Twitter. Police forces and educators across the UK have previously raised concerns about his content's influence on young men, especially in schools. While the charges are serious, both men maintain that they're the victims of a coordinated smear campaign, and their defenders online are already claiming political motives. This is a major legal moment that's likely to dominate headlines for months. For now, the UK justice system begins its work, and both the prosecution and defence say they're ready for the courtroom fight ahead. We'll keep you updated with every step. Keir Starmer says Labour's respecting Brexit red lines, but the small print tells a different story. Freedom of movement's creeping back, the EU's setting rules again, and guess who's shouting the loudest? In this week's PMQs, Starmer claimed Labour's trade deal still keeps us out of the single market and customs union. But critics say it's just Brexit by name because we're back taking orders from the European Court of Justice. Well, that's not sovereignty. That's just subcontracting power to Brussels. And let's talk about that youth mobility scheme sold as a win for young Brits. Study, travel, work abroad. But the EU's been pushing this hard, especially countries with sky-high youth unemployment like Spain and France. So ask yourself, who really benefits here? Our kids or theirs? Here's the kicker. Starmer says we can leave the deal any time. Sounds good, right? But buried in the legal bits, it's the EU's courts that have the final say. So if there's a dispute, they win. Dynamic alignment means we follow, they lead. Richard Tice let loose in the Commons. Said Starmer's sold out fishing, freedom of movement and British law. He even told the PM he's handing seats to Reform at the next election. Farage doesn't even need to say much, just shows up and Labour panics. So here's the reality. The people voted to leave. But instead of taking back control, we're just rerouting power through clever legal terms and dodgy deals. Is Labour respecting the vote or slowly reversing it? This isn't just about Brussels or Brexit anymore. It's about trust. It's about honesty. And it's about whether your vote still counts. Imagine this. You work all your life, play by the rules, save a bit for your kids, only to find out when you're gone, they're slapped with a £170,000 tax bill. And not because you're rich, just because you were responsible. Welcome to Labour's latest tax twist, where even the dead aren't safe from Rachel Reeves' spreadsheet. Here's what's going on. Starting in 2027, pensions will count as part of your estate when you die. That means if you own an average house worth £268,000 and have an average pension pot, about £228,000, you're now over the inheritance tax threshold of £325,000. And guess what that means? A 40% tax on everything above it. Your kids lose nearly half. That's not a tax on the rich. That's a tax on normal working people. People on £20,000, not exactly rolling in cash, are getting lumped with bills that would make a millionaire sweat. Why? Because Rachel Reeves wants to double the number of people hit with inheritance tax by 2029. That's 121,000 more families a year dragged into this death bill. They told us we won't tax working people, but here we are. The pension you built for retirement, now fair game for the taxman. The house you hope to pass to your kids, that's being carved up too. Let's compare. In the US, no federal inheritance tax. In Germany and France, family homes and kids are exempt. Here we hammer families, sell off businesses and wonder why nothing's left to pass on. There's no real surprise the UK has the lowest investment rate in the G7. You try building something and the government swoops in the minute you die. Over 65% of the UK economy runs on everyday spending. You tax death, you kill spending, you punish saving, people stop saving. You punish building, people sell and fold. This isn't just bad tax policy, it's anti-growth. This was never supposed to be a tax on the little guy, but Labour's made it one. The question is, will people wake up before it's too late? Because when they say you'll own nothing and be happy, what they mean is we'll tax everything you ever built and leave your kids with scraps. Well, that's it for now. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below and smash that subscribe button if you want more straight talk on what's really happening behind the headlines. This is Yorkshire 24. No spin, no fluff, just facts.